Hi everyone, welcome to the art class for this week. Don't even know the date. I think it's the 6th of July. It's always past, isn't it, considering we haven't done much. The year's almost over. So lovely to see you all. I don't know how many are there. Send me a message. Oh, good, you're there. Hi Anthony, how are you? Oh, Karen, hi. Tracy, hi. Oh, hi David Daniel Wilkie. Hi Dina. Hi Donald. All the regulars, that's what I like. So what news have I got for you? Oh Maggie, at last you're back. Brilliant. You haven't been for ages. I'm glad you're better. Oh, hi from Mercy Island. Oh, hi from Japan. I love that we have a Japanese visitor. Hi Debbie from Worthing. Hi Pauline Gibb. Hi David Sands. Hi Brian Hurley. Who else? Anyone else new? Right, so let me just give my announcements. I don't know if on my Facebook page there's a podcast I did for Somerset House. It's me and Noel Fielding, and to be honest, he's much more interesting than me. But I do spend a lot of it talking about this art class and saying how fantastic it is. So if you want to listen, that's on my Facebook. Next week we're having another Hastings resident, Michelle Clapton, who used to be one of the New Romantics when they first came out, but also now she's a fantastic costume designer. She won BAFTAs and everything, and she does Game of Thrones, The Crown, various films. Secret Garden she's just done, which I can't wait to see. So I'm sure we have lots of questions for her, and she does the art class sometimes, so she knows what to expect. And then this week, oh hi Brian Hurley, hi again. Hi Mark McGuy, how are you? Oh, hi, Melissa from Chigwell. So, anyway, this week's guest is Kevin Armstrong, who is a Hastings resident as well. Honestly, it's amazing how many top celebrities we have living down here, talented, creative people. And he played guitar with David Bowie, and he's coming direct from his studio. And if you're lucky, he might play a bit of guitar for you. And any questions you want to ask, he'd be thrilled to answer them. He likes to chat, so that's marvellous, because I like a chat too. And all right then, let me introduce you to Kevin Armstrong.
Hello everyone.
Hi
Hello,
Kevin.
Sue. Hi Sue.
So as you can see, you've got a different picture today. You've got all musical instruments and background to draw, which I like. Makes a change for you. You're going to play a tune to introduce.
I'll try and keep still.
Okay.
But
I think, luckily, all the instruments are still, so that's good. Oh, Debbie's saying.
But the film was a sounding board. But she lived it 10 times or more. She could spit in the eyes of fools as they ask you to focus on sailors fighting in the dance hall. Oh Lord, look at those cavemen go. It's the freakiest show. Take a look at the lawman beating up the wrong guy. Oh Lord, wonder if he'll ever know. He's in the best-selling show. It's the life on Mars. There's a bit of life on Mars for you.
I know, that was lovely. You know when something gives you, I'm always getting the shivers down the back of my neck on this programme, but poor Eve Ferret, when she was the model, she thought I said the shivers down the back of my knees. Lovely. So let me ask you some questions. How did your musical career start?
Well, my mother was quite a talented musician. In fact, it runs in the family a bit. I've even got a photograph in my house of my granddad, my mother's father, who was a professional drummer and saxophone player in a dance band in the 1920s.
Yeah.
So he was always, you know, he was a musician, and then she got the music thing from him, really. And she was quite a good classical pianist and sang a bit of opera and all that. She was never professional, but she sort of could have been.
Yeah.
She was one of those women who kind of gave up her dreams to get married. You know what I mean? In the 50s, and it wasn't encouraged for her to go, fulfill her full potential in that direction. But I obviously got the bug, and I started piano lessons from an early age, and then graduated to the guitar. Really gravitated towards it as a kind of 12, 13-year-old.
Yeah.
And I'm now 62, so I've been doing it a long time now.
You have. You don't look it. And
well, thank
so, when you were at school, did you think you'd make a career out of music?
Yeah, I did actually. I did. I never sort of wanted to do anything. I'm quite lucky because I sort of fixated on it from a very early age and sort of thought, well, that's the only thing I'm going to do. I had no safety net. I didn't have a backup plan or anything really. So it was just, it was that or bust.
Yeah. So how did you start off then? What was your first musical venture?
Well, at school, there used to be working men's clubs, dotted around. Yeah, and they were basically old guys in flat caps drinking brown ale and playing dominoes and whatnot. And on Friday, Saturday night, and a friend of mine at school had a band playing Beatles songs and things like that. And he kind of drafted me in when I was very young, and we used to go at the weekends, and we'd come back to school with sort of £30 or whatever. It was like a fortune in those days. Amazing, yeah. We used to get paid to go and play in these places at the weekends, and it was a good training ground because I was playing in front of people right from the
because that's how Elton John started, wasn't it?
I think a lot of people did in those days. Yeah, it was a way for us young white kids to get experience. I think the black kids who I've met, over the years and talented, they come up through the church usually.
Yeah.
And it's the white kids did the working men's clubs, Yeah.
I don't know which was better.
I think that the church kids usually play a bit better, to be honest.
Yeah, and they're well behaved. What else? Sorry, someone sends me my messages are coming up on my computer about something completely different. I'm trying not to look at them. So you left school, then what did you do?
Well, I sort of bunked over the wall at school at 15. Really, I wasn't really cut out for it, to be honest.
Yeah.
And so it's quite a hard sell now for my kids, to tell them to be good and be at school, because I just didn't even believe in it. And then I just kind of bounced over the wall and ran away to London to join a band. So I was in a band by the time I was 16. I was kind of living in a squat and being in a band in London.
Parents wouldn't
I never looked back.
Do that now, would they?
I don't think they would. Although, the one piece of golden advice my father ever gave to me is when I used to go to auditions out the back of the Melody Maker. Then you could read, that's the place to get in a band. Then the back of the Melody Maker paper had all these classified ads. Sorry?
And buy loons.
Buy loons. You could buy loons. I did indeed buy loons from the Melody Maker. But that quite a lot of famous bands got together through the back pages of the Melody Maker. And it was a bit like the stage for musicians. And so I was going to auditions. And when I auditioned, my father said to me, when I said, I've got the opportunity to join this band, but I have to sort of go and live in London, stay on one of their sofas kind of thing. And he said, well, if you don't do it now, you'll always regret it. So just go for it. Just go and do it. Which is a lovely thing for him to say to me, because he was a guy who basically, he sat behind a desk all his life and wanted to be a tree surgeon, and no one ever encouraged him to follow his dream. So I was always very grateful to my father for that one golden nugget he gave me.
See, I was very lucky that I had a boring old job, but my dreams came true when I was 60.
It's never too late, is it?
Yeah, it took a long time. So what was your first band called?
Well, shamefully, it was called The Young Ones. And we used to play, this is when I was like 13, 14, and we used to play in sort of frilly shirts and bow ties. That was the working men's clubs. And we used to play Tie Yellow Ribbon around the electric. Yeah, we were pretty romantic. Yes, we certainly were. But no, I don't think we were ever in any way fashionable whatsoever. But anyway, that was the first band. And then I ran away to London, as I say, and joined this band called Fiver. And they had a deal with EMI Records, so it seemed like a sort of shot at the big time at the time.
Yeah.
Except when it came to put out records, it was clear that the band weren't required to be anywhere near the studio when our records were being made. You know, it was all session men. So it was all a bit Tim Pan Alley. You know what I mean? It was like a bunch of record execs and writers and managers kind of, and we were just props really. So we tried to make ourselves into a real band, but that wasn't really the situation. Yeah. So it didn't last for me. I was much more naughty than that. I wanted more out of life than that, and I didn't think there was a shortcut to it. So I started to just be in all sorts of rough and ready rock and roll bands and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And you know, I lived a bit of a, you know, I mean, you're from London. You remember the Colony Room Club, Sue?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Well, I used to knock around in there when I was a youngster.
Have you got a phone on in your room?
Have I got a what?
A phone on in your room? Because
no, why?
My voice is echoing out. I don't know why.
Oh well, I've got a little speaker down here because I'll put it further away or something.
Oh, hang on. Then we're going to stop for a minute because there's a problem with the tech. They're just going to sort it out now. So everyone who's watching, you know what you're drawing. So just carry on with your drawings. Just because the voices are echoing. Oh, this. Hello?
You there?
Hi, yeah. Apparently there's a problem with your picture.
What's the problem?
It's really, really blurry.
Well, I mean, it's an old Mac laptop, so I don't know what's happening, Katie.
Hey everyone, hi.
Everyone, you can watch out problems. I think
everyone can watch them. Yeah, it's really blurry. If you want, Sue's just going to send you a message on Facebook. Yeah, and if you can send her your phone number, I'll give you a call and we'll try and sort it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
People. Oh, hi. Hi, everyone. We're still having a bit of problems, but we're trying to sort it out. What else can we talk about? So anyway, I hope you've started your drawings. And if you've got any questions you want to ask Kevin, send them to us and I'll ask them to him. Sorry about this. This is the first time we've really had this, isn't it? You'd think with that great big studio and all that fancy stuff. We're just doing complicated technical work here, as you can see. So sorry about that. If you want to ask me any questions while we deal with this technical problem, you're very welcome to. It's drama. Just have a little, like they used to have in the BBC. When there was a problem, they used to put a funny little film on, didn't they, about a train going down a tunnel or making a potter's wheel or something. Let me just have a look and see what's going on and see if any one of you's got any messages for me. Yeah, Debbie, yes, the art classes are staying at 3 for the time being because several people said they couldn't do the evenings. And it's also easier for Katie in the afternoon. Oh, some people haven't had any problems. Maggie, shall I tell you about my life while you're waiting? That's a funny story. There's too much to tell. But, what's my favourite song? I know it sounds a bit naff, but I think it has to be Maggie May by Rod Stewart. It's not that I'd ever sit and listen to it or anything, but when that song came out, I loved it so much. I listened to it all the time. And so it's kind of got memories in my head. But songs I do love listening to is Thinking of You by Sister Sledge, which I love. I love Sister Sledge. I love, Love Action by, I can't even remember that, Phil Oakey. You know, what's his name? I can't remember the name. Human League. Really, I love any song from the early 80s disco scene. And I love disco music, soul music. Not a huge fan of country and western. What else? Oh, Julie's there. Hello. Are there other questions? Hopefully. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? He's the one with the technical studio with all that stuff. The only one that didn't work. My
Hi,
life.
how's it going? We're just getting Kevin to try it on his phone to see if that'll be a better picture for people. I think if you're watching on a small device, it's okay, but once it gets bigger, it gets quite pixelated, which has made it hard to draw for some people. So hopefully we'll be back. I'll bring him back on in a second. If not, we'll just have to work it out from there.
Yeah, we just chit chat. Your hair looks very nice today, Katie.
Oh, thank you. I know.
Great, then wash it.
Maybe that's why there's the technical difficulties, because it's the first time that I've actually brushed my hair before the show.
Just as well, since you're making up appearance.
I know. Now here we've got a message from Reynard there, Sue. Do you want a Diet Pepsi?
Oh, what a monstrous child. This is the on-standing joke with Baby. I still call him Baby, although he's 8.5. Baby 8 3/4, I think. Baby Reynard. Because him and his dad and me love Diet Coke so much, and he's decided to be contrary. He loves Diet Pepsi. And a can of Diet Pepsi usually turns up in one of his pictures just to annoy me. I haven't seen him for, 18 months, probably, because he lives up north. So it's our little game we play, talking about Diet Coke and Pepsi. What else did you want to hear about my life?
Right, I'm going to come out and I'll come back on. Hopefully Kev will come back.
Okay. I would have sung you a song, but I can't sing. I've got a horrible voice. We are drawing Kevin, but unfortunately there's technical difficulties, but he will be back on in a minute once we've sorted them out. My technical expert is on with him. You did miss him singing Life on Mars, though. That was great. Perhaps he'll sing it again for the people who missed out. See, I'm just as much in the dark as you are. Now, what else can we talk about? Any other questions for me? My life? That's a bit too much to tell. I can tell you the last 3 months of my life, I've just stayed in. That was exciting. But to be honest, I've thoroughly enjoyed the world of lockdown. So I've got my little garden. I've taken up gardening, grown lettuces, broad beans, which is all very exciting. Hooray!
Are we back?
Yeah, is that better,
Yes.
everyone? Katie, can you put him big so we can see if he's better? Katie.
That's my. There you go.
No, it's not much better.
Is it not much better? I think you're still on my computer. That's
If we're
why
still on the computer, yeah, you need to use that link to join on the
I've
phone.
done that on the phone. Hang on, I think I've done it.
Not came up. Hold on, I'll give you a call.
Oh, see, it's all ever so technical. This is exciting for you now because you can see the backstage problems of running a local television station. It's not all simple. There's a lot of work involved. What else can I say? Yeah, I did go out when it was done. Oh, that's wonderful.
How's that?
Fantastic. That's brilliant and clear. That's marvellous. Well done, everyone.
There's a little bit of an echo. The sound, if you can cut down, we seem to have a bit of an echo going on, so if you can just turn it down a wee bit.
Turn the sound down.
So do you want to?
Fantastic picture, but rubbish sound. There we go. Speak. Is that all right?
Is that
Kevin,
okay,
can you say
everyone?
hello? Yep.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Perfect. That sounds.
Is that good?
Hooray! Brilliant at last. Oh, that's so clear now. That's so much better. So if anyone wants to take a screenshot, someone said they're loving the excitement. It's like when a dog comes into the classroom when you're at school and it's a drama. You've got a lovely clear picture to draw now. Oh yeah, everyone says it's much better. So that's good. That was my friend Mark Maguire, and the pair of us, we used to work in Tin Pan Alley. Did you ever go down there and buy guitars?
Where's that?
Yeah, in Denmark Street.
Oh yeah, God, many times. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
me
I'm
and
just going
Mark
to try and turn my volume up a bit because you're a
Okay.
little bit quiet for me. And I'm hoping that's a bit louder. Anyway, yes, I used to go to Denmark Street. I used to hang around there a lot.
Oh yeah, because we
Yeah.
worked in the job centre, on the corner next to the church.
Yes, I know it very well.
And we used to stare out the window all the time and ring each other up because we're on 4th floors. Go, guess who's outside now? Liam Gallagher. Oh, there's what's his name? Pete Doherty with Kate Moss, and we'd be forever.
That's right.
And all the other people at job centres love coming to visit our job centre because they bound to see a pop
They
celebrity.
did. It was a bit of a hot spot. I mean, my first memory of it was they used to have the Orange shop just down the road, like the music shop, and we camped out one time. I camped out in the street when I was about 13 or something to 2 nights in a queue because there was rumours you could buy a guitar for say, in this amazing annual sale. And the guy from Free, Paul Kossoff, came by and played guitar in the shop. It was so exciting to me.
I know. I think the biggest star we saw was Paul McCartney. You can't get much bigger than that, can you? Well, you can.
I've got my stories, Sue. We worked together, me and Paul.
What, you and Paul McCartney?
Oh yes.
Oh, tell us a story then about you and Paul McCartney, because he's quite local, isn't he, to here?
Yes, I worked at Hog Hill Mill in Icklesham, where and I worked a little bit with him on there. That's long before I lived here.
Yeah.
But we did work together for a brief period. I wouldn't say it was an entire success, my chat with Paul, but I was a big fan. Yeah, I mean, he's got his edges, hasn't he? So yeah, he did actually. Yeah, it didn't work out so much for me. I mean, one time we were in the studio and one of his guys came to me and we went upstairs and Paul gave me a split across the top. I said, why have you called me up here? And he said, I want to smoke this with you. And I didn't know what it was about. It's like some sort of initiation thing or something. I don't know. Anyway, I had to smoke with him. I didn't use
He's
to smoke
well known
dope.
for that.
Well, I didn't used to smoke dope at the time very much at all. I sort of stopped really, and I smoked this thing with him, and it was so strong. I was like suddenly sitting there dumbstruck with my tongue twice the size it could be, and he just got up and went, and that's you, Stone. And he kind of walked downstairs to the studio and left me there wondering what day it was.
How very odd. And someone's asked
Very
me
odd.
you about what was it like working with Morrissey. Did you work with him?
Yeah, I did. I've actually wrote a couple of songs with Morrissey as well. So yeah, my period with Morrissey was an album he did called Bona Drag, and the singles from that were like November Spawned a Monster, Ouija Board, and Piccadilly Polare. And I wrote Piccadilly Polare.
Oh, yeah.
And I wrote another song of his called He Knows I'd Love to See Him. And we worked together in a big country studio in a place called Early near Reading, West London. And this amazing old Gothic mansion used to belong to one of Pink Floyd or something.
Yeah.
And there was a big studio there, and we worked in there. But it was a fascinating experience working with Morrissey. I mean, he's a creative genius, but a very odd guy. Again, sort of very, one bad review in the NME could send him to bed for a week.
I know. I went to the pub with him once. It was in Camden. You know those pubs on council estates, like 70 modern pubs?
Flat roof pub.
Yeah. Heaven knows, I don't quite remember why I was in there with him, but it was hilarious. So there was about 4 people in there. Then suddenly, word got out. The whole pub, he couldn't move. Because everyone had sort of run home and told all their friends to come and have a look at him. Anyway, now, should we get on? How did you get involved with Mr. Bowie?
Well, there's a little story. I had a band of my own, which was with EMI Records, and we had a sort of bumpy ride for about a year and then got dropped. Obviously, that wasn't going to be my destiny. But the minute we got dropped, it seemed like the end of the world for me. But there was a guy at EMI called Stanley Clark, who I'll always be grateful to. He actually died last year. He's a lovely guy, and he said to me, "Well, Kev, I think this is an opportunity for you. Take a guitar along to Abbey Road Studios, and you can thank me later." I said, "Well, what's it about?" He said, "Well, I can't tell you who you're working with, but just go along and believe."
What year was this in?
1984, late 1984.
Yeah.
And so I did. I turned up at Abbey Road thinking, "Oh, look, this is," and there was obviously a little bit of a buzz around the studio. There's a few musicians have been hired to be a band for that day. And we were all saying, "Who do you think is coming? Have you heard?" And no one had heard. And then Bowie was on the list of, the people we might imagine would turn up. We knew it was going to be someone fairly important.
Yeah.
It was a secret. And then he just walked in and said, "Hi, I'm David."
And you went, "I think I know that."
Yeah, we had. Thanks for the information. But and as we had a day there, that was to record Absolute Beginners, the demos for demos for that movie, for the soundtrack of that movie. So we did a couple of songs with him. I think he was doing a Labyrinth in the same day in the same studio with Jim Henson. So we had a lovely day there, and then it led on to a 10-year on and off relationship with him. Worked with various projects.
So I've got to ask you, because I love Live Aid so much. I can remember because I was watching it with, I was friends with Lee Barry. I watched a bit at my house. Then I went round to his house and we were lying in the bed watching it. And then we went out, came home and watched the end of it when we got back. So thrilling. But how did it feel to be part of that?
Well, it was a spectacular, dreamlike experience. Obviously, I mean, I took a helicopter with Bowie from Battersea Heliport to Wembley across London, and we'd already seen in the morning what it was going to be like, because the traffic was quiet and every camera in the world seemed to focus on it, on TV. Thought, "Right, this is going to be huge," and so it was really, really amazing day. The energy in that place was thrilling. We watched the legendary performance by Queen from the side of the stage just before we went on.
Have you seen the Queen film?
I have.
Yeah, because even watching that then, it was so brilliant to watch it.
Yeah, it's exciting. Very, very exciting. I mean, they sort of smashed it, didn't they? They actually took off that band. They became superstars overnight.
Yeah.
But everybody liked what we did as well with David, and got good, really good kudos from it. And I think he contributed the best thing he could to it, including the infamous dancing in the street, of course, which I was involved in.
I know, that's really. And did anyone get paid, or was it all volunteering?
No, we didn't get paid. We all volunteered, and I still periodically, I think last was the 25th anniversary. I got a letter from Bob Geldof saying, we want to put out a full DVD package of the whole thing. Would you please waive your right to any residuals from that? And I said, of course. And everybody involved did that. And I think they all did it for the starving kids in Ethiopia. That's what we thought we were doing it for.
And people would pay a fortune to be involved properly, wouldn't they?
I just think everybody at that time, it seemed like we could change the world in some way or do something really useful. And I've never felt that way. There's only been a few times I think that there have been music events, that have been like that in the world. Maybe Woodstock was one. Maybe even weirdly, for those who were there will remember it, the Rock Against Racism gig in Hackney with the Clash and all that. That was a moment that felt life changing, world changing. And Live Aid was one of those. Maybe the last one. Who knows?
Yeah, but I think everyone remembers where they were when it was on and watching it.
I think it's still regarded as the biggest concert in history. One of the biggest public events ever been. So there were 100 million people, 400 million people watching it or something.
Has anyone else got any questions about the Live Aid experience that they want to ask? Oh, there we are. After Queen, Bowie was the next best thing. Number 2 spot.
That's great. That's brilliant.
No, surely status quo.
I'll tell you who spectacularly fell on their bum that day, which was a shame. They just didn't get it, which was Adam Ant. Everybody came on and played their hits, and he came on and played new songs, and nobody understood.
You don't want that.
No, you don't. It just wasn't the right day for it, was it? Right day to go out and play the bangers, and that's it.
Yeah, that's all you want.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, Maggie. She was, Maggie, don't you?
Oh yeah.
She was at Rock Against Racism, and it walked to Victoria Pop. To be honest, I think I went on it as well, but my memories of those so long ago. But I know
it was
I went.
A march.
Yeah.
It was a march. Do you know Ray Gange, Sue?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Ray was a friend of the Clash, and he was on stage that day.
Yeah.
Because he was hanging out with the Clash, so he remembers that big landmark event. And there are those of us of a certain age who remember that one.
Oh yeah. Wendy says, was it massively nerve-wracking?
What, Live Aid?
Yeah.
It sort of was. I mean, it was a funny feeling. It wasn't like we were a bit nervous, but we kind of knew we could do no wrong. I mean, we rehearsed.
Yeah.
We've been up to Ray Studios in Windsor. We rehearsed for a week, and we've done all this stuff. So we knew what we were doing, but it was just real excitement to be able to do that. Yeah. So it was the adrenaline was huge. I mean, I think.
Was there a free bar?
Well, I don't remember. Probably.
You just calm your nerves a bit before you went on.
If you see me, I'm bouncing up and down. Actually, I went up on that stage and I just jumped up and down like a rabbit. I was just so excited.
I can't imagine seeing all that whole sea of people. Must be so exciting.
I'm more used to it now, but that was the first time for me. I'm used to it now because with Iggy Pop now, we regularly play tens of thousands.
Really?
Oh yeah, play these big festivals and it may be that they're consigned to the history now, but I don't know. I can't find it, but we regularly play to 40, 50,000 people. I've done it loads of times.
And what was David Bowie like? Was he nervous? Did he kind of take charge of you and tell you what to do? And
he never really told anyone what to do, David. He had that mastery of his craft that he knew that the people he chose to be around him would take care of what he would be doing, and he very rarely had to tell you to do anything.
Yeah.
Because everyone was putting in 100%, but he was a little nervous before that thing. I think he was chain smoking, and he was, trying to squeeze into his suit from Young Americans that he wore,
someone's just asked, did he mean to do the Lord's Prayer, or was it kind of off the cuff? Did he just do it?
Oh my God, I don't remember that. Did he do the Lord's Prayer?
Yeah, it's quite embarrassing.
When did he do that? I don't remember. What did he?
Yeah, I think on the stage or something.
Not during his set.
I can't remember. No, person just asked. Can you elaborate?
Sorry, I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
Daniel, can you elaborate a bit more when he did it?
Remind us when he did it.
Oh, this is Julie Fairbairn. She's my cousin's wife. She says, were the act egos competing with each other at Live Aid, or did all the egos disappear?
Well, that's a good question. I think a bit of both, really. But you know, I remember being backstage, and Bruce Springsteen had played there the week before, and he left all his porta cabins and all the backstage facilities that we could use for him.
Yeah.
And he left them there for use of Live Aid. That was his contribution, you know. And so there was this big corral of porta cabins where everyone could meet in the middle. So I've got photographs of, you know, Bowie and Freddie talking, and then, you know, all these comedians and all sorts of people milling about. So, but everyone was mixing. I do think there was a general feeling that we were all there for one purpose.
Yeah.
And I don't think there was a lot of competitive thing going on there. So because it was not really a commercial event, was it? It was like a sort of, you know, we were all there to try and save the world.
Yeah. But everyone still did very well out of it in the end, didn't they?
Well, I you know, I don't know whether people foresaw that or not. I think
no, I don't think they did they?
No, I don't think anyone was there particularly for that. Maybe Adam Andrews, I don't know. But it didn't work out for him, but it worked out for Queen only because they were so stellar on the day that they were people don't remember, but they were sort of a slightly faded act at that point, you know, and that brought them roaring back, you know, and it was just because of the performance, really. I don't think anyone was there to try and further their career.
No. Mark Albert has just asked, who's the most challenging artist that you have worked with?
Oh, I don't know how candid I could be about this. I mean, I have worked for some interesting people. I mean, Iggy Pop has had moments in the past. Sinead O'Connor I toured with, and Sinead's a complicated person.
Yeah, heard, yeah.
Lovely, she's lovely, but she can be complicated, you know. So, and sometimes you have to be, as a sideman, you know, musician, you just have to be know when you can pipe up, know when to sort of take the foot off the gas a bit.
Yeah. And now, what am I going to ask? Oh no, it was at the Freddie Mercury concert, the Lord's Prayer thing.
See, that's why I didn't remember it.
Well done. Sarah J. Morris, who did it last week, she's at Bologna Station. She wants to say
hello, Sarah.
And she recorded an album in your studio in Portobello Road in 2000. And then he came to Italy with him. You went to Italy together and played together.
We went many, many times, actually. I spent a number of years in Sarah's band, lovely Sarah. And she's a trooper. She's out to Italy a dozen times a year, and at least. And I was on those Ryanair early morning flights out to Italy with her many years. I really enjoyed it, actually. Being in her band was like being in school. It was great.
Oh, isn't it amazing, really, the world of Hastings, who lives here? Oh, now, Mark wants to know, what are your favourite memories of working on the Outside album?
Well, I made a very minor contribution to that record. Thanks for asking that. I did actually co-write the title tune, Outside. That's one of my songs, which I was playing.
See, I'm so retarded. Who did is it a David Bowie album, the Outside album?
Yeah, it's Outside. Yeah, it's a big concept album he made in the early 90s.
Oh yeah.
And I was brought in. He'd already done the work on that record mostly in Switzerland and in New York. And then he came to London one day and he just called me, and he was recording not far from my place in Portobello, and he just called up and said, "Listen, I'm doing the final touch of this record. Do you remember that song that I wanted you?" And you know, I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, it's now the title track of my record." Brilliant. He said, "Do you want to come and play a few things on the record?" So I just turned up and went with him and Brian Eno and Iman, who he was just started going up and they were there, and I spent a very relaxed, lovely day with this guitar and sitting next to Brian Eno and playing overdubs on Outside. Lovely. It was great. In fact, that was the last time I saw David. The last time I saw him.
How long after that did he die then?
Well, no, that was about 92 or 93 or something.
Oh, right, yeah.
I hadn't seen him since then. And it's a real shame, because since playing with Iggy Pop again the last 5 years, I mean, at the beginning of that process, I thought, well, he's bound to come along. You know, he always used to come in the old days. when I played with Iggy in the 80s. Used to come backstage. Bowie used to visit, and I really
Yeah.
thought, oh, great, I'm going to see him again. He's bound to come to the show, and of course, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
just looking at people are watching. It's going up. Oh, so did he send you Christmas cards or anything?
He sent me a birthday card sometimes and birthday
Oh.
messages. Yeah, yeah.
Because funny enough, my friend has just moved into his cousin's house in Dymchurch.
Yeah.
She bought it off him, but she didn't realise when she went to look at it. Then it all fell into place. And this cousin said that he was so lovely to her and really looked after her, and that's really why she's moving, because he wasn't part of it anymore.
No, he was a lovely guy. He did take care of everyone. He was very easy to work with. It's like you know, he deserved his every bit of his success. He was a very clever and very funny and very kind guy. You know, really was.
Right.
Maybe
Mark
he wasn't
Allen.
always like that. He was always like that to me.
Yeah. Do you have a favourite Bowie album you wish you had played on?
Well, I like Diamond Dogs a lot, and that era of Bowie, that insane Diamond Dogs, those are great albums. And I did get a chance to play that in America on tour with an all Bowie
tell
band.
everyone about your latest project that you were doing in America.
Well, I was at the beginning of this year, before the lockdown. I was on tour with Mike Garson, who's the piano player, played on that insane, fine sound of that. He'd been Bowie's longest serving live musician. And Mike is in his 70s now, but still an amazing musician. And he assembled a band of all Bowie musicians, and we went and played on tour. We were on tour in California and going up the West Coast as the lockdown was starting. But we were playing the whole of the Diamond Dogs album and the whole of the Ziggy album. It was absolutely fantastic to play. You know, I'm a big Mick Ronson fan, Bowie's guitarist from the 70s, and it was lovely to play all mixed stuff there with this, you know.
He's died, hasn't he?
Yeah, Mick died a few years ago, 20 years ago.
Have all the original band died? Is any of them left?
Yeah, Woody's still around. There's a band called Holy Holy. Yeah, there's a band called Holy Holy, which is playing all David's stuff. And the drummer from the Spiders, Woody, is still slamming, actually. I've guested with that band, and he's still amazing. He still plays amazing. Yeah.
Oh. So what was it like when you're on the road with David Bowie?
Well, everything's done for you, isn't it? It's all very VIP like. It's a bit like with Iggy now as well. It's very good. You know, we have a very good time. We have lovely hotels. The travel's all really first class, and it's very exciting.
And I expect at this age you kind of enjoy it more, because when you were young, were you just out drinking all the time? And
well, we were out chasing girls, and we were
exactly. That's what I thought.
Yeah, we were just getting off our chunks, and we were still doing the work. Don't get me wrong. I was never missing in action. I was always there, but we certainly didn't hold back in the old days. Yeah. And nowadays, of course, that's not really appropriate because it's such big business now. I mean, someone like Iggy, as I say, we're playing to tens of thousands of people. We're very well aware that we have to behave.
And how old is Iggy now?
Well, he'll be 70. He'll be 73 next April.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, now, Julia Stannard, what guitar do you wish you owned?
Well, I don't know really. Maybe one of Jimmy Page's Les Pauls. I mean, literally, if you look around this place, I mean, I've got guitars here. This guitar alone, you know, it's a sort of, holy grail. It's a 1950s Telecaster. So I mean, I've been lucky enough to indulge my passion for guitars.
So how many guitars do you own?
About 15 at the moment. And that's not a huge number. I mean, someone like The Edge or something has 73 guitars. Yeah. But I only keep the ones I play. If I don't play them for a couple of years, then they can move on to someone who cares for them. But
do you play different? I say I'm not a musician. I don't know anything about music and that. How do you have different guitars for different songs and all that?
Absolutely. I pick up a different guitar if it requires a different sound. Then I'll play something with one guitar. But this is my Desert Island guitar that I always pick up. But I with Iggy I take 3 or 4 and I just throw one on songs. They sound, some of them roar and growl, and some of them are more sweet and bell-like, and they always have different qualities, and you get used to that, knowing that.
Amazing.
So I'm very lucky. I've got, got all my dream instruments.
Debbie's just asked, have you met Iggy Pop's cockatoo? Have you?
No, I've never met Iggy's cockatoo.
Oh, that's a shame.
No, actually, that bird is more Nina's pet than Iggy's. It's his wife.
Oh yeah.
And so it sort of tolerates Iggy and it likes him, but and it dances and all that. But it's more Nina's. And I've never been to his house in Miami, so I've never got out there. No.
Oh. You're going to play us another tune, do you think, as you've got the guitar there and you're strumming it? I think.
Can you hear that?
Yeah. And what song's that?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just fucking about.
Oh, you just made it up. That's clever.
I'm writing songs. I'm writing a lot of songs at the moment because I've got an album out. For anybody who's interested.
Oh yeah, tell everyone.
I'm gonna wave my album in your face now.
Yeah, go on. Good.
So it's, I don't know whether you can see, it's that. It's called Run.
Yeah.
And it's
so everyone, if you want it, you know where to go.
Yeah, you can just message me on Facebook or whatever, and you can get it, or go to a website. It's Kevin-Armstrong.com is the website, and there's little clips of it on there, so you can listen. And I've got the songs I wrote with David and with Morrissey. I've got covers of them up there. But I'm in the lockdown. I'm making a new record, so I've been writing recently, and I'm very very glad how it's turning out. I've written 3 songs so far. One about a friend who died. One about the time I accidentally shot someone, and one about rape. So it's turning out into a real toe tapper. But
perhaps you'd like to tell us about the time you shot someone.
Well, it's not. There's not really a story there. It was just teenage pranks, mucking about with an air gun on a roof or something. Just I was high or something. It's just something horrible that I think everyone's done something horrible in their life. That was a horrible thing. Luckily, no one was badly hurt.
Yeah.
But it made me think about it when I was writing the song. That's something I've never really gone back to, that experience, and gone, wasn't that horrible? It was horrible of me. And I didn't really even have any malice in me or anything. I was just mucking about it, not knowing what to do. Yeah. And I just started to write about that, because things can go wrong for people for no reason, really, can't they?
I know, like people who are not being horrible at all can cause terrible things to happen, can't they, by accident?
Yes, they can. So and I think it's time at this time of life to sort of fess up, and confess and just go, well, these are the uncomfortable things that I'm happy to think about now. Even in songs, that can be sort of therapeutic for me. And the reaction I'm getting, I've had people in tears listening to things, and right. So that's really nice. I lost a good friend to COVID, you see, and I started writing about him. The fact that the bass player who played at Live Aid with Matthew was a friend of mine for 40 years, and he died of COVID in May. Very, very much indeed.
How old was he?
He was 65, 65, and I think he had, undiagnosed diabetes. That's why I think it knocked him over. Really
it's still there, isn't it? It's still there.
Well, it is. I mean, nobody knows, do they? I mean, Matthew, it was very sad because, we were such close friends, and he's got a lovely Japanese partner and a small child, and he got this cough, and we were, talking to him saying, "Oh, you sound really bad. You should call the doctor." Yeah. And then next minute, he's saying goodbye to Mummy and Lily, and he's in the ambulance and gone, and that's the last they ever spoke to him or saw him.
Making me cough.
Well, at the heart of this, that's what was happening. People were suddenly taken into hospital, sign something, and then you're on a ventilator in a coma. Then you might not wake up.
Terrible.
Really painful.
What was I going to ask you? So when did you move to Hastings?
I moved here in August 2013, so it's coming up to 7 years I've been here.
Oh, so what made you come here?
Well, my wife's mother lived in Rye, and she was in her 90s when we moved, and she needed help. She was living alone in her flat in Rye. So we thought we'd come down here. But I'm thinking about it. We've been frequent visitors to this area because her mother's from Rye over the last 20 odd years. And come to think of it, I was thinking about this morning about doing this. There's actually the first time I was ever in a recording studio when I was a young teenager was in St Leonard's. And
Really?
I remember not much about the trip, but we were all taken, this young band we were all brought down to St Leonard's to be in a studio. So I don't really know where that was or anything, I can't remember. But my connection goes back to this area for a long time.
Because I never even heard of St Leonard's till about 6 years ago.
Did you come down here about 5 years ago? Did you see?
3.5.
3 years. Oh, 3.5.
Yeah, I'd never even heard of it.
And I knew about St Leonard's from the 1970s.
I think the first I knew about was Kate Flett's. Was it in the Guardian or the Observer? And she used to talk about Random on Sea.
Random on Sea.
Yeah, so that's the first time I knew of it, really.
I do think we're sort of lucky living here. I've never enjoyed living anywhere more in my life because the weather's nice. We've got big gardens and the sea every day, and also it's a very villagey place. Within a couple of years, you sort of know so many people.
I know.
It's great. They're all really friendly. I can't walk down the street of St Leonard's. Just like Portobello Road to me.
I know. Hi.
Yeah,
and
there's
half the people you probably saw on the Portobello Road as well.
Some of them definitely it is, but it's also a lot of new people. And I do like the fact that Hastings is such a mixture of. I mean, it's got its kind of throwbacks from Thatcherite social policy, hasn't it? And poverty, and it has got all those struggles. But it's also had a lot of newcomers who brought music and art and to the place. And I do think as a visitor, it's probably improved massively in the past 10 years.
My friend, Mark has just asked, what's the greatest riff you've ever heard?
The greatest riff I've ever heard. Greatest riff I've ever heard. I think it might be, I don't know.
I was going to play it for
you. Might be a sort of Jimmy Page.
Was that from a Led Zeppelin song?
Yeah, it is. Well done.
See, I know something. Jimmy Page was in Led Zeppelin. They are.
That's right, he was. I was looking up his trouser leg at 1972. I think I was looking up his trouser leg at Alexandra Palace. My nose on the stage watching them. Fantastic.
Do you know Seamus, who played with Iggy?
Well, yes, Seamus still plays with Iggy. He's still my very good friend.
Neighbour.
He's still in the band. Who's asking?
Hang on, let's see her name again. Wendy Rigg. She lives next door to him.
Oh, does she? Oh my God. Well, say hi if you see him over the garden fence.
Yeah. What advice would you give to a young aspiring musician?
Well, I'd say that although it's harder and harder to make a living out of music these days, and it is, and it's even harder now that live music is so complicated, I'd still say that if you have a talent or a skill for anything like music, then try not to lose it and try to nurture it, because it's the one thing that the man can't have. People can't have that. They can't take that away from you, and they can't. It's just your own thing. So I do say that to people who want to go into music. Don't think about making money from it, because I think those days are really difficult. You're really lucky.
What do you think about the kids who go on the X Factor and that? Do you think that's a...
Well, I mean, I can understand why they do it, but I mean, hasn't history taught us from the whole arc of that program that there is no real shortcut to this?
No, it's not. I mean, there's a couple of people who've done well, but all the others, they win, never hear them again.
Well, exactly, and so as long as if you go on there, as long as you remember, it's a TV show. You are part of the product. It's not about you. It's not going to be about you. You're going to be very lucky if you ever survive. And I've even worked with a couple of people who have been through that show and got quite high up in it. Like the judges' houses, or whatever. And then what happens? All of those people get the same thing. There's the sort of industry sort of say, well, yeah, we'll send to New York to work with this guy, or we'll send you to Scotland to meet this guy, and and then they think they're going to get a career, and because they've got somewhere on that show, and then the phones go quiet. After a while, they can't get through, and they get quite sidelined. And I think it's very difficult to recover from that in a way.
I know they always say, "This isn't the end of me. You'll still be hearing of me." Never
Yeah.
Stephen Parker, what guitarist do you most admire?
Well, there's a lot of guitarists I like. At the moment, there's a guy called Robin Ford who I sort of study. I do like. I'm not a huge fan of sort of like very technical guitarists like Kevin and all these guys. I'm not a big fan of that. I like people who can play songs well. So like Joni Mitchell's, fabulous guitarist. People like the guys in Little Feat, Lowell George and Paul Barrere. I love them. I mean, lots of different players. Even Bob Marley. Some people don't think as guitarists. Dolly Parton. They're fantastic guitar players.
Yeah.
Because they can really play with a singer. That's always been my thing. I love to play along with a singer. So it's not all about just guitar for its own sake.
You see, I can turn my hand to most things, but music, no ability. I can't even remember a tune. I can't remember words. It's terrible. Now, did you teach yourself to play guitar, or were you taught?
A little bit of both, but I never really had any classical lessons or anything. So yeah, I would say if I had to be pinned down about it, I'm pretty much self-taught. So it's come from just copying things. I've got a very good ear, so I can hear something and play it.
Did you play at the Barbican with Iggy in November 2019?
No, I didn't. He played with. He's had a couple of side projects while we've been. Really, the band we have plays all his hits, and we play the big festival. He's had a couple of other projects since I've been with him again. One was with Josh Homme from the Queens of the Stone Age, and one was a French band which he collected around Sarah Lipstadt, Leron Thomas, and that's the one he did at the Barbican, I think. So no, I didn't.
Have you got any fantastic gossip stories that are going to thrill us about
I've got a million of them. But the thing is, I'm writing a book, and I sometimes I do little one-man shows as well and talk about that stuff. I did ask my friend Guy Pratt, he's a bass player, was with Pink Floyd and Madonna, and we've had a very similar career in some way. And Guy's been doing a sort of one-man thing and writing books for ages. And I phoned him up and I said, Guy, if you're talking about people's work, how candid can you be? And he said, well, if they're dead, it doesn't matter. And he said, if you're not going to work with them again, it doesn't really matter as long as they can't sue you. And if it's people you love and still know and still work with, then they love you talking about that stuff anyway, because it makes them seem all good. So, I mean, recently I told a story to a Bowie convention thing, which was like I was at an awards show in New York with David Bowie, with Tin Machine. And we were backstage, and you could look here, and there was Alice Cooper, and here there was Keith Richards, and there was Eric Clapton. It was that sort of gallery of rock royalty wherever you look. And I got introduced to Grace Jones, and she was. I don't know whether you remember. There was in that year, '89, I think it was. She wore this dress that was like a sort of a big lattice of leather straps.
Yeah.
And you could see straight through it. It really wasn't a fabric at all. It was just straps, really. And she was just wearing very skimpy underwear and this thing. And so my eyes was out and stalked. And I said, "Oh, you look like a 6-foot sandal." I think it was nervousness or something. And anyway, she sort of, she, not to put too fine a point on it, she sort of tried to drag me into a toilet. And she took shine to me, And and I was prepared to follow her as well. I just thought, well, this will be interesting.
I hope you weren't married at the time.
No, I wasn't. And
Good.
but anyway, I felt this hand on my shoulder. I hadn't got further than a few feet. And a hand on my shoulder, pulling me back, and it was Bowie. And he said, "Come away, son. She'll have you for breakfast." So there's lots of little stories like that. That I've done some pretty rock and roll things, over the years. But I'm writing in detail about them. So
I look forward to reading that.
Yeah.
We're almost at the end now. The time goes so quick.
It goes so quick. I've really enjoyed chatting with you.
But
everybody.
So what was I going to say? So people, can you send your photos? Because please send them, because I always tell you wrong. On Facebook Messenger, send them, just put the top, Isolation Station Hastings, and they go straight to Katie, so you can show them. Oh, we're having another tune. Any more final questions you want to know? Oh, Ray Ganges watching now. You can say hello to him.
Hello, Ray.
Yeah. Are you likely to be playing at the De La Warr Pavilion by any chance?
Oh, I would hope so at some point. I've no idea when. I can't honestly say when. My whole schedule has been vanished for the entire year with Iggy.
Were you going to play Glastonbury this year at all?
No, we weren't. Iggy's banned from Glastonbury still, I think. He invited 250 people on stage last time we played there, and they wrecked everything. And so he's not really welcome there. Although in the last few years, he's a really good draw still, and I think he should go back. But there's nothing going on this year at all live. It's all been moved to next year, and even then, we don't know when it'll come back. So I'm really hoping so. There is something in London. We were going to play a festival called All Points East with Kraftwerk.
Yeah.
And in London, that's moved to May next year. So I'm really hoping that see.
Yeah, by next May, hopefully, we'll be allowed to normal life.
Until then, I'm just going to write songs and record songs, and
Yeah, but it's nice to keeping yourself entertained, like me. Oh, Wendy Rigg, who do we send the portraits to? Right, Wendy, go on your Facebook Messenger, and on the top put Isolation Station Hastings. Attach your picture, and they'll get there. Oh, what band would you like to have been part of?
Well, I would always like to have been played with Van Morrison. He's always been on my hit list, and I never got to play with him.
Beautiful song.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I would like to know that.
Do you think, would you rather have been part of a huge famous member of the Rolling Stones, so you were famous and people followed you everywhere, or do you like better this life where you're always working and you don't get harassed? Or perhaps you get harassed, I don't know.
I think you really hit the nail on the head there, because I think I think everyone thinks they'd like to be famous. Some people it suits, and some people it doesn't. I think I'm more of a guy who's really enjoyed all the fruits of being next to some of these people. But there's a lot they have to cope with as well. A lot they have to give up. A lot of normalcy they have to give up. They can't walk down the street or walk in a pub like you say. You and Morrissey, you can't be normal if you're that famous. Bowie couldn't really go anywhere, without being heavily disguised or having a bodyguard and tail. And I wouldn't like that. I like to just get up there and be normal.
Did he? What sort of disguises did he have? Did he really ever get away with it? No one recognised him.
Well, it's funny because Gavin Juniper.
Yeah.
He lives here in St Leonard's. I think he was employed as a roadie at a tin machine show in we did the Kilburn Baltimore Ballroom or something, and he was employed along with several others to have hoods on and run out the back of the building and into a van so that the press could follow them. So after the show, we went out another door. Sort of.
Yeah.
So so they were like decoys, Yeah. But I've always stood next to these people, but I've never been of interest, particularly to anyone. Those
I think that's the way to be. You have more fun.
You have more fun, exactly, and I get paid to be in the same hotels and on the same private jets and on the same stages without any of the responsibility.
And also, as well, you get a chance to play with all different musicians, don't you, and learn different things and see how they work. It must be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I've enjoyed it. Oh yeah, I've enjoyed it so much. I don't want to finish. I've loved it so much. I've enjoyed it because I've seen you. I've never really had a full conversation in detail with you, which I love. So
we'll have to have a proper cup of tea in person, won't we, sometime? Or a
we
glass of
will,
champagne.
yeah. When you're passing by, just knock. It's fine. Oh
I will.
yes. Are you playing the Grand Old Opus again? Oh, I did enjoy that.
Oh yes, I loved that. It was with the other guitarist from Bowie, from Earl Slick, who was staying at my house.
I saw him wandering around, and I thought,
Yeah.
what's that Richard looky likey? And I have to admit, I told you I don't know about guitarists and that. I didn't know who he was. And then when I told people, they go, what? He was playing Hastings? What?
Yeah.
They couldn't believe it.
Yeah, so we got up and played with Sarah Jane, didn't we? It was lovely, actually.
Yeah.
I played a couple of songs of my own, and then we played with Sarah Jane. That was one of the nicest Hastings concerts. It was so good for me to show someone like Earl, who's like a legendary musician. He came and he said, "This is amazing. This place you live in. Things like this happening is just incredible." I love it.
I know, I couldn't believe it. And I'm so disappointed because I was so looking forward to the next one, and it was just when lockdown came, so it's cancelled.
I know, but I still see Mike Willis and Ben and all that. So I'm sure it'll happen again. Yeah.
Oh, good. What I like best is the hilarity of the drunkenness of the audience.
The
woman in the front row just going, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off.
I know. There was a big domestic going on right in front of us at one point.
Oh, but that makes it all the more enjoyable. It's fantastic.
It does, yeah, it really does.
Because
that's the Hastings sort of pirate mentality, isn't it?
Yeah. Just kept falling off the time and crashing. Brilliant. Oh, thank you so much. Have you got any pictures you can show Kevin, Katie? See if she's got any pictures yet she can show you. But at the end,
I can't see them.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I can see them because I'm on the phone right now, so I'll have it's only after I log off I can see.
Yeah. So either later tonight or tomorrow morning they'll go up on Facebook. But have you got any, Katie, so everyone else can see them? Oh, I think that's by Karen Duffin. And look, she's put lovely music behind you. It's lovely.
Oh, I can't see that. I'll have a look at that later.
You'll see. Oh, I start trying to recommend who they buy. Can't read the writing. Oh, Hilary Wilkie, lovely. Oh, that's fantastic. Who did that? Oh, they're lovely. You'll be thrilled. That's hilarious. Lovely. Oh, I like that one. Oh, hang on.
I wish I could see
these. I know. Sorry, you can't. But you'll see them all soon. Don't worry. They're lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, Anthony Simpson enjoyed it. So he doesn't want me to pick on his pictures. Billy Darlington, is he a friend of yours?
Oh, Billy, yeah, I know Billy, yeah.
Oh, he's got a picture of him next to Lemmy. Amazing. Oh, have you met Lemmy?
Yeah, I used to play pool with him.
Oh, that's my brother's hero. And at his wedding, every hour on the hour, plays Ace of Spades.
Oh, he's great. Great guy. He was a great guy. Sad loss, yeah.
I also see him up the Camden Palace hanging around the upstairs bar.
Well, that's exactly where I used to play pool with him, so maybe we even met.
Yeah, we're probably there at the same time.
The Camden Palace.
Everyone down here, I've been somewhere, we've met up.
Mid to late 70s. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's been so enjoyable. I've loved every minute of it. I think everyone
me too.
Well.
Thank you. All right. Well, I need a cup of tea now. I'm going dry.
You do. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
All right, lovely.